It's your man, Chris Gotrock.
What's up, my family? It's Maliki and Sweet Senorita.
It's your boy, Dirty Germa. This is All Mills from the Critics. I just finished my interview at C.O.O.L Radio, and I'm just letting you guys know that you guys need to tune in every Thursday at 8 p.m. because this place is wild.
Of course! Don't touch that dial.
You miss your diss, you understand? You lots.
What's good, everyone? You are now tuned to CRFE 91.9 FM. It's your man, DM C.O.O.L, and you're now tuned into C.O.O.L Radio.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
That's right, y'all. Y'all ass better call somebody. Tell a friend to tell a friend, because we are live on the airwaves at UTM right now, and we got a whole lot to get to. We got my man C. Roos coming through in the building, talk about music and all that good stuff. But before we get to that, man, anyone who knows me knows I'm a diehard basketball fan. NBA A1 since day one. And who better to talk to than a representative of that community, of that culture? He's been doing this thing for many years with NBA TV Canada. That's right, people. I got them hookups. I'm talking about the man, on-air talents for the network, producer for the network, host of The Hangout. I'm talking about my man, Akil Augustine. Akil, how's it going, man?
I'm feeling real good after the introduction. Thank you very much.
You already know, man. I treat my guests properly. That's what I do, man. But yeah, everything's blessed, though?
Everything's always blessed.
All right, that's what's up, man. So before we get into the basketball talk, I got to ask, man, how did Akil get started with the NBA?
Honest truth, Cabral Richards, you might know him as Cabby from the street or Cabby from the score, or Cabby from TSN, whatever. I was working at Foot Locker on Queen Street, and he was going on vacation, came into the street, Queen Street location. I was buying some T-shirts, and I told him that I wanted to do what he did. And so I got his information, harassed him for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get in contact with him, but I got an internship at Pound Magazine at the time. And then his boss came in, and I told his boss a story about how Cabby was egging me after I met him. And off the strength of that story, his boss gave me an internship to be Cabby's intern. And I ended up being Cabby's intern for like 2 years over at Sportsnet up in Scarborough. And from there, he helped me get other jobs and other gigs. You know, next thing led to next thing, and then I was at NBA TV Canada.
That's what's up, man. Hey, man, that just goes to show, man, hard work and persistence always pays off, right?
Always, always.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So, like, I'm sure, like, this whole ride thus far has been, like, a living dream for you, basically. So tell us about how you got the green light to do the Hangout on NBA TV Canada. Well,
the Hangout stemmed from, first off, I just started blogging post-Raptors games on the Raptors YouTube channel just after the games. Me and some of my friends would be hanging out, so I do a little video blog. And then so the next season, I took it up a notch, and I got a little 5D, and I started filming these little 3-minute videos, just a rehashing of the night's events. From our perspective, we sometimes film the screen, but we'd film me, myself, and a bunch of friends. We get popcorn chips, we talk, we pop crap, right? And so that was the idea, and I had it on my own little YouTube channel. Then I kind of wrote up a little pitch for work, and they liked it. They just gave me a little tentative run during the playoffs 2 years ago, and then from there, we came with the first full season this year, and people liked it. We kind of garnered our own little community of basketball fans that enjoy the show. And so, you know, from here, we're just trying to take it to the next level, honestly. I'm just trying to, you know, cut my teeth on this project as a producer, the first project I can say that I've created and executive produced, and hopefully it's a good one that people enjoy. And then, you know, just kind of raise awareness of basketball culture and make this game pop as much as it can in Toronto.
That's what's up, man. Now, you did say raise awareness about basketball culture and not just Toronto and Canada. So I want to take you back to, I believe, April was of this year when the Raptors made it to the playoffs for the first time in years, and basically this whole We the North movement started. Do you feel that that movement will still continue on and that it wasn't just a fly-by-night thing just because we made it to the postseason?
Well, I mean, it's got legs this year. A lot of it depends. Sports is a what have you done for me lately thing. So if the Toronto Raptors come out like gangbusters, and even if they don't, even if they have a strong season, I believe that the campaign will live on, because the campaign, if you release the We the North campaign when Andrea Bargnani was here, it wouldn't have worked. I think the campaign works because the team is good too. So I think one goes hand in hand with the other. I think if the Toronto Raptors come out and show out this season, I think that they've already got a lot of eyes. I mean, someone told me the other day that now the Toronto Raptors Facebook page has more likes than the Toronto Maple Leafs Facebook page. So it shows you there's a lot of eyes on it right now, but hockey's ingrained into the culture. So, not to add any pressure to what people are trying to do, but if basketball is going to reach a tipping point on a major scale, what the Toronto Raptors do this season with the strength of what's happened with last year's playoffs and the awareness of the NBA, and I look at 2016 All-Star Game as, if things go all well, it can be a true tipping point for this whole basketball scene. So it'll work as long as the team works, right? So power to Masai.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Now, you did mention the 2016 All-Star Game being in Toronto. How much does that mean, not to just, the city of Toronto, but just to Canada in terms of, expanding beyond borders as the NBA likes to preach a lot?
Well, for all of Canada, I think the most important thing would be Vancouver getting its act together and getting a team out there. I think that would be the best move for all of Canada. Mm-hmm. But definitely this Toronto All-Star Game. I don't know. I'd like to say I could speak for all of Canada, but I don't want to be that ignorant.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows I'm a diehard Torontonian.
Oh, yeah.
So, for me, I know that I'm just really geeked about this opportunity for the 2016 All-Star Game. If the rest of Canada can get down to Toronto and enjoy some of this, I think that the energy that will come from the event will spread. And I think just, with the amount of coverage it will get nationally for it being in Canada, because I think Canadians sometimes miss a lot, especially with NBA XL not being around.
Yeah.
People miss a lot of what else is offered from the NBA All-Star Game, because you got to think that's it's 3 days of absolutely everything happening. I used to log footage for NBA XL when Mark Strong and Cav used to go down there, and so you should see there are features that never made it to air because it's a half-hour show. It's dated a week to 2 weeks out, so where they're coming back with 100 hours of footage, and you're only going to use a couple. So there's just so much happening. So a chance for all of that to get shown to the fans here is going to be crazy, because I'm hoping, because basketball is my business, I'm hoping it just gets people turned on to the game and to all the opportunities. And more importantly, it can show the corporate community the kind of dollars that they can reap from associating themselves with these kind of products.
Most definitely. Now, going back to the Raptors as a squad, out of all the players who are currently on the roster right now, it doesn't matter whether they're old or they're new, what one player on that roster has the most to prove this season?
To prove?
Yes.
Well, shoot. There's so many plot lines, right? But I think if the plot lines remain the same from what I've seen, Kyle Lowry would have a lot to prove, simply because the whole conversation was for really savvy basketball fans, maybe not for the average basketball fan, because not the average basketball fan, they say sign him. And I'm with you on sign him. But, a lot of people were wondering, is that Kyle Lowry? Do you give him that big of a contract? So on and so forth. I think they got him at a fair price. But, that would be if you're asking for who has a lot to prove, there's the Kyle Lowry. Is he going to be the same guy, the same leader, play through injuries? I think it's fair to say yes, simply because, he's just really looking for a commitment from a team. But there's that. Can Jonas be the key big? Because, if you look at it, he's the feature piece in the paint. And then can DeRozan rise to superstar level? So I think you look at those three guys. And then on a smaller level, what about James Johnson? He's got a lot to prove, because, he's a guy who he wants some money, and he deserves it if he can show it on the defensive end and be part of a team. So there's a lot of plot lines, and always every NBA season, everyone has something to prove. So you're never short of those storylines like that.
Absolutely, man. Now, we know you're a busy man, so we're going to let you go. But before we do, we can't let you go without playing this game with you that we play with all of our guests. I wouldn't have it any other way. I call this one, I'd Quit the Game.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it.
All right, so this is the way the game works, all right?
Okay.
You are the eligible bachelor. You're living your life. You're living the player's life, basically, doing your thing. But there comes a time in every man's life where he's got to give up that life, all right? He's got to settle down, have some kids with the wifey and everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on that note, out of the two women that I have selected for you to choose, which one of those two women would you quit the game for? Now, we're going to break this down into WNBA terms, all right? Okay. So on that note, would you quit the game for Candace Parker, or would you quit the game for Skylar Diggins?
Oh man, this is no diggity, no doubt. Skylar Diggins.
That's what I'm talking about. You already
First
know.
off, I ain't all that tall, so Candace Parker's out my league. I'd be having to jump off of Vertimax to kiss her.
Oh man, it's so real. No, trust me, I choose Skylar Diggins in a heartbeat. I mean, don't get me wrong, Candace Parker is cute, but like,
Yeah. Much love to you, Candace. Don't worry, man. I got
absolutely. But I don't know, man. Skylar, I don't know, something about that honey brown complexion just gets him out of me.
Hey, don't put us out there, man. We love you.
Most definitely. Akil, where can the people find you, man?
Well, you can always find me on NBA TV Canada. I host Raptors Today, the daily Raptors update show, Thursdays during the NBA season. You can catch me on The Hangout, Canada's home for talking hoops. We're going to try to get all your favorite rappers, entertainers, actors, comedians on the show. So that's about it, man. Just tune into NBA TV Canada. You see my big, ugly face on there about 24 hours a day.
Hey, man, I got to get on The Hangout so I can see your big, ugly face around other people, man. How about that?
All right. Well, hey, let's work that out, man.
We'll definitely work it out. Akil, you're always welcome here anytime. Thank you very much for calling.
Sure, thank you for having me.
All right, my pleasure, man. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, that was the man, the myth, the legend, Akil Augustine, host on NBA TV Canada. And when we come back, we got my man C.O.O.L in the building, coming from the Cap City, Ottawa, Ontario, a.k.a. the Waz, I like to call it. And we're going to be talking about music and all that good stuff. But before we do that, we got to get to some more Canadian content. And this one comes by courtesy of my homegirl by the name of Taya Marquise, who will be performing tomorrow at the Revival. So make sure y'all go see that. This is her latest single called Obsession. And we'll be right back after these messages. Yeah.